Yeah, yeah. We up and running, right? Nothing stops us. You know, as I was saying, I walked through your community for several days, interacting, sharing flyers, and talking with persons in your community. And what I recognize, we have so much in common from where I'm from. I'm from Mocha Arcadia. And our challenges are basically the same. You agree with me? Yes. And as I prepare for this meeting, I thought of the famous Bob Marley song. Get up, stand up for your. What it says? Get up, stand up for your. Are you doing that tonight? If you're doing that, let me hear you say, yeah, yeah. We have to stand up for our rights. But what rights are we talking about? What rights are we talking about? So I'm going to ask some questions. I want you to tell me. And let me take you to school. Simple yes or no. Do you have the right to your freedom of expression? Are you enjoying it? First thing we have to think about, so what are you doing about it? Do you have the right to live in peace? Yes. Are you living in peace? No. The prices in the market got you running helter-skelter. Are you living in peace? No. Your rights are being trampled upon. Persons are taking things from you. Are you living in peace? No. What are you doing about it? Making a change. That's why we're here. Do you have the right to earn? Do you have the right to earn your livelihood? Yes. Is that right being trampled upon? Yes. What are you doing about it? What did Bob Marley say in his song? Get up, stand up for your. Come on, want to hear you, man. What it says? Get up, stand up for your rights. Are you ready to stand up for your rights tonight? Are you ready to stand up for your rights tonight? We as Guyanese have a right to enjoy all the freedoms there is. Most importantly, to live in peace. Tonight, I must say thank you on behalf of the folks at Kenview Mocha Arcadia. Thank you for your support. Be it a prayer you have said, be it something you would have sent, you would have been on my page and following all that has been happening in that area. I say thank you. And I say to you, get up stand up for your rights. Yes. We had to stand up for the rights of the people at Kenview, Mocha Arcadia. Many persons don't know the story, so I'll tell it to you tonight. Kenview is an area that is a part of our community. Growing up, we know that. I'm quite sure if I should ask any one of you where does South begin or North, where does it end, you will know your story. And as Black History Month tells us this month, we should tell our own story. Nobody should be telling our story. So I'm telling you the story of Kenview. It's my story. The people at Kenview occupied a piece of land for over 30 years. They didn't just move in on the land and occupy it. So the myth that people carry, the government of the day is carrying, that they were squatters, they were never squatters. And I said loudly, the people of Kenview were never squatters. Y'all understand me tonight? So anybody you hear saying that, tell them, shut up, get it right. They were residents of Mocha Arcadia community. They were residents of Mocha Arcadia community. Kenview, for our people, The area was used for cattle rearing after the canes stopped planting. And so, for the cattle rearing, the farmers who were cane cutters occupied that land. They were given that land to do their cattle rearing. You know, when you retired from cane farming, how many cane farmers we have in this area? I'm quite sure if we should walk around and do a check of the number of cane farmers we have in this area, you might be surprised how many of our older folks would have done that. And one of the other myths we want to dismiss, you see how this government is operating as though the only set of people in Guyana that did cane farm were East Indians. They are. We have Africans and other races who took part in cane farming. So that myth, they need to get it right. And so those farmers occupy that area with their cattle rearing. Now, of course, they had families. So their children, their grandchildren, and all the other generations would have occupied that area continuously. And of course, as you know, when you're doing farming, I'm quite sure we have farmers in this area. You may not be a large-scale farmer, but maybe a small-scale farmer. They would have occupied that area with their families and moved to the location. So you had the cattle rearing, and so they were living there also. Y'all see what happened to them? This wicked, disrespectful PPPC administration went into our community and disrespected our people. They disrespected our people by grading down their homes. Mind you, the persons who took compensation from the government, they were not involved in large-scale farming as those persons who remained there. And the story must be understood that those people who got their homes bulldozed by this wicked PPPC administration were persons who were actively engaged in their economic well-being. None of them had to leave home. How many of you leave home to go to work? Raise your hand. You're going to go to work. Good. If you don't feel like going today, go call the boss and report. I feel good today. But literally, it's not that you don't feel good, just feel like going. Exactly. Isn't that so? Those families that they destroyed were people who were economically independent. They didn't have to report to no boss. They did not have to leave their homes in the morning to go anywhere. One woman was a teacher before she became a farmer for 30 years. She was a teacher. She started our cattle rearing, and she took care of her family. Am I seeing my Caneview folks here? All the Caneview people, they're here tonight to give support. This is the bus that they're here with tonight. They would have given 30 years she would have given into farming. And imagine the government coming to tell you, oh, we got a little piece of land to give you, but sell your things and come there. Would you take that? Would you accept something like that? So they're telling the people, sell out what you have, sell out your main source of economic wealth, and move to a little piece of land where you can't even mind 2 fowl, duck, or chicken. Is that acceptable? No. Mark another farmer who they said had nothing. And of course, you know, they have their propaganda that moves around and run the left, right, and center without facts. Mark a farmer over 10 years, don't report to anybody. He had his pigs. I'm quite sure you saw it. Mark had to sell 17 big pigs. 5 of which was pregnant for only $50,000 for one. Why? Because the wicked PPPC administration was going to bury his cattle alive, all his pigs and his fowl and all of that. That is what they intended to do. And as a farmer who invested so much into what he has, do you think it would be easy for him to just see somebody come and bury your stuff? No. And so he had to get rid of some of his stuff, and they're there. We have persons who do sewing. We know how we like our old sewing machine, the singers, all the seamstress in the house. Or we enjoy having our clothes neatly sewn. Could you imagine the wickedness of this administration to bury the machine of the seamstress? And these people are saying that they care for who? Who do they care for? Nobody. Tonight, comrades, I want to remind you, let the story of Caneview tell you that you should not take the PPPC administration for granted. I'm happy they're videoing me. I'm happy that they send the people around to take note. We should not take this wicked PPPC administration for granted. Just like how they graded the homes of the people at Caneview, displacing 12 adults and 20 children, while these ministers sit in the nice luxury, free food, free gas, free everything, all the resources of this country. They have displaced families. They have displaced our children. For what? Greed. If you go now to the area of Caneview, all these wicked people have done is dump mud, pack more mud, put more mud, heaps and heaps of mud, of which I visit every day and check. Every day we visit that area because we claim it. It is ours. Nobody else will inherit it. None. Nobody will inherit it. And we have to stand against this government and what they're doing. Are you ready to stand up for your rights tonight? Are you ready to stand up for your rights tonight? It is time that we stand up for our rights. You don't sit here and south and hear your people in Caneview having problem and you're trying to come out. Come and support. Look at what happened on Sheriff Street 4 days ago, where the video was made with them trying to break the home of Granny. All them people in South should get up and go and help Granny. We cannot sit down and allow these people. And I'll tell you what, if we forget our history, we will repeat the mistakes of the past. So let me give you a reminder, comrades. Comrades, let me give you a reminder. 23 years ago, when you had the previous PPPC administration, who was crying in the night? Our mothers. Why were they crying? Over 400 people murdered under the previous PPPC administration. Over 400 people murdered and solved murder. And people took it for granted. They're back. Check the stats. Check and see what's happening. Probably social media slowing them down, but they're coming with another strategy. Look at what they did to Buxton. Look at what they did to Buxton. Look at how they dealt with extrajudicial killings. All of that, when we forget our history, we tend to make the mistakes of the past. Are we going to have a repeat? We cannot. We saw the difference we made between 2016. And we need to continue, comrades, pushing towards that so that our young people, can understand that we can have a different life. We do not want to have an administration who took the oath of office to serve people without affection and ill will and continue to do just that. They come in with their $2 samples and looking and say, you ain't got to get, who got to get, This body must get that. Where are these resources coming from? Our resources. So tonight, comrades, I want to take this opportunity to remind you that we must get up, and stand up for our. We must what? Get up, stand up for our rights. Tonight I want to remind you, local government elections. Local government elections is not a joke. No election is a joke. Persons like to lie in their beds. Oh, I feel like going and vote. Oh, it's because them feel like we got them wicked people in there. And all the wickedness that they do to cheat the elections. We have to get up. We have to go out and vote. And I want to remind you, if you allow the PPP operatives or any of their councillors to get a toenail, I can put it so small, to get a toenail on your council, you're in trouble. They don't see anything good. They cannot do anything good. They're selling out. They don't think about the value of your community. Look at the rich heritage you have here. You have a responsibility to protect this legacy. When you look at all the engineering work and infrastructural work that was done to develop South Ruimveldt, North Ruimveldt, Festival City, would you sit and allow people to come and just destroy it? No way. No way. I say to you tonight, comrade, do not take things for granted. Do not take things for granted. But I say to you, get up, stand up for your rights, know your rights, protect your community. Local government is about protecting your community. Local government, you must be able to say what is important and what is needed for you as a people. Tonight I want to encourage you in closing. Remember, you have the power. Power lies in the hands of the people. And if the people stand up, we will not have to deal with such a wicked and vindictive government. I thank you. I look forward to seeing you as we go into government. Thank you.